hope you're all doing well. So, thank you for your positive response on my previous coding video. So in this video, I'm going to be making a new game in Scratch, which is called Space Shooter. So Space Shooter game is where there's a player in space being attacked by space aliens, and the player has to shoot down the space aliens. And I'm also going to be making a function where you can switch between two different guns, a pistol and a machine gun. So, without further ado, let's get started. So this is how my game looks like. So as you can see, there's a player and a bunch of aliens come to attack it. And as you can see, my score builds up every alien I defeat. And you also notice that my gun is pistol, but if I press 2, it will become machine gun. So I can beat up the aliens faster. And also, if an alien touches me, it'll say game over. Now, let me show you how to make it. First, you have to create a project, and then you have to delete this cat. And then, let's start by creating a new sprite. So first, go to the circle and change the fill color to white. That means the saturation will just be 100, no zeros. And then let's draw a circle. Okay, that looks good. Maybe I'll make the outline a little thicker. Okay. Now let's draw the lines as the hands coming in. So, draw that. Alright, good. Now let's make a rectangle that'll be like the gun. So, we have to just change the brightness to like about 26. Just make it no outline. Okay, that looks good. Okay, now let's go to the code and grab in a wing green flag quick draw. And then let's grab in a forever loop. And then grab in 2 ifs. I'm going to do if key right arrow pressed or key left arrow pressed. And what this means is when you click the green flag, and it'll repeat this forever if key right arrow or key left arrow pressed. So, now let's put in turn counterclockwise 5 degrees. And then we want to turn clockwise 5 degrees. So this is counterclockwise and this is clockwise. Now let's test it. Now as you can see, our player turns properly. The next thing we want to do is actually make the player move forward and backward. So grabbing another 2 ifs. Except we only do this up arrow and down arrow. Now this means when we click the green flag, it will repeat the whole thing forever. And then if we press the right or left arrow keys, it'll turn left and right. And if we press the up and down keys, it'll move forward and backward. So let's do move 5 steps and negative 5 steps. Right now, let's test it. Now, as you can see, we can move forward and also we can move backwards. And now the next thing we want to do is make the player shoot out bullets. So, let's create a sprite. Alright, and I'll also rename this player. And I'll rename this bullet. So I'll just draw a really simple and quick bullet. So I'll make the bullet yellow because that's what most bullets are in guns, or all. So let's do that. And then let me make it a bit bigger. Let me make the backdrop a little like space, so because it's a space shooter, right? So let me take the backdrop. And let's space, so space. So as you can see, there's the bullet over here. So the player will be shooting out this little yellow thing. So let's go to the code. Oh, actually go back to the player, and we want to do another when green flag clicked, and another forever loop. Except this time we're only going to put one if statement inside. And we want to do if key space pressed. And then we want to create a clone of the bullet. And we want to wait 0.2 seconds. Now let's go back to the bullet, and we want to do when green flag clicked, we want to hide it. That means the bullet will hide right over here. And then we want to do when I start as a clone, we want it to show, but we want it to go to the player. So grabbing a go to, not a go to XY, but a go to block, like right over here, and go to player. And then we want to point in direction. I'll go to sensing, grab a thing of thing, so backdrop of stage it should say, and then it will change this stage to player, and change this X position to direction. So basically what this means is when it starts as a clone, it'll show and it'll go to the player. So it'll go to the player right over here, and then it'll point in the direction of the player. Like for example, if the player is in this direction, then the bullet will shoot in that direction where the player is. So next thing you want to do is grab a repeat until block, which is over here, and we want to repeat until touching edge. And we want to move 10 steps. Maybe 14. And then we want to delete the clone. That basically means if it's touching the edge, it will hide. Now let's test it. So, as you can see, we can move forward and backward. That's good. Let's see if we can shoot. Alright, looks good. We can shoot out bullets. Except the bullets is in front of the player. So, we want to grab in 2 blocks. The first block is move 20 steps. Maybe 15. Do 15. Let's see. Alright, maybe 20. 20 will be good, I think. Alright, now since the bullet is on the side of the gun, I'll go to costumes. And I'll move the bullet a bit down. A bit more. Okay, that looks good. And also, the next block we have to put is a go backwards 99 layers. Because it's in front of the gun, right? We want to make it look like it's shooting out of the gun. So, go backward 99 layers. So it's in the back of the gun. So now, as you can see, it looks like it's shooting out of the gun. It looks really cool. But we want zombie aliens to come in, right? So let's take our player and right click it and duplicate. And go to costumes. And aliens don't have guns, so we'll delete this gun and we'll reposition the arms. So let's go to this mouse pointer with the dot, and then we'll move this here, and we will move this here. And aliens in space are green, so I'll make it green, a dark green, maybe a bit darker. Okay, good. Now we just want to take out all the code. And we want to, when green flag clicked, hide. And we want a forever loop. Wait 1 second. And we want to create a clone of myself. And then when I start as a clone, we want it to show. And we also want to grab and go to XY block now. And we want to go to X, check, let's take the max X position. Let's do the X 243. And the Y, we have to go to operators for this. And do pick random from -170 to 170. That means the zombies will spawn from here to here. Because if we didn't add this pick random, the zombies will just keep spawning from here. So the next thing is you want to drag in a forever loop. And we want to point towards, grabbing a block called point towards, and change this to player. And we also want to move 1 step. Now let's test it. Now this should make the zombies appear from here to here. Let's test it. Alright, good. Zombies are coming and they're following the player. Now I think that's really cool, but if a player shoots a zombie, it goes right through it, and that's a problem. So we want the bullet to collide with the zombie. So for that, we want to go to the bullet, and instead of repeating until the touching edge, we want to repeat until touching edge, or grab an or. That means you can put two things inside. If it's touching, it'll repeat until if it's touching the edge, or if it's touching the player 2. I'll rename this alien. Now, let's see if the bullet collides with the zombie. As you can see, when the bullet touches the zombie, it disappears. But it doesn't defeat it, you know? So, you want to drag in an if statement in the zombie. And if it is touching the bullet, that means if it's touching the bullet, obviously. Touching the bullet. Then we want to wait 0.1 seconds and delete this phone. The reason why I'm adding a wait 0.1 seconds so it doesn't cause any glitches. And delete this clone. Now let's see if the bullets kill the zombies. And so if the bullet touches the zombie, yep, it does. And now that is really good. But the next thing you want to do is add a game over screen, sounds, and some score. So let's start by adding some sounds. So go to the player and actually go to the alien and go to sounds, and let me choose a sound. Pick a sound called boom cloud. So search up boom cloud. This is how it sounds like. So that's how it sounds like. So, but we need to edit it. So click somewhere over here in the sound. Just click somewhere on the very edge, and then you wanna do it this far and then click delete. Let's see how it is now. Nope. We gotta make it like about probably this. Nope. Just this much would be better. Okay. Yes. Now this sound will come when the bullet touches the zombie, like I showed you in the beginning of the video. So, if it's touching the bullet, then we want to start sound boom cloud. Now let's test it. Now, if the bullet touches the zombie, it plays the sound boom cloud, and it does. Now I think that's really cool. Alright, and we also want to make the player switch between guns. Let me add that real quick. So go to costumes, and let me duplicate this. And let me do paintbrush, and let's make it this color, this gray color. So, and then we want to actually take the line tool. Actually, I forgot. And we'll just kinda, make it look like a top-down machine gun. Just add some details. So something like that. And I'll probably add a line there. There. So this is the pistol, and this is the machine gun. Let me real quick name these costumes, because if you don't name the costumes, the game won't work. Alright, good. Now, to make the player switch between guns, make a variable call gun. So when we click the green flag, we want to set the gun to pistol. That means we'll start off with the gun pistol. And then we want to, alright, first we want to, inside the forever loop, not inside the if statements, inside the forever loop, we want to switch costume to the gun variable. So this means if we set gun to pistol, then it'll switch the costume to gun. Because it'll switch the costume to gun. You get what that means, right? Because it set the gun to pistol, so it'll switch costume to pistol. And then we only want to do, it'll wait 0.2 seconds if it's the pistol. So if equals to, if the gun is equal to pistol, then we want to create clone of bullet and wait 0.2 seconds. But if the gun is machine gun, and then we want to create clone of bullet, and to make it shoot faster, we have to change this to a lower number, to like 0.1. And now let's make it so we can actually switch between guns. So I'm grabbing another two ifs. And then we want to do if alright, we want to do if the key 1 is pressed, it'll switch the gun to pistol. If we press 2, it'll become machine gun. So duplicate that. Okay. 2 is pressed. Oh, variables, and you want to set gun to pistol if Q1 is pressed. And then we want to set gun to machine gun if the 2 key is pressed. So if we press 2 on the keyboard. Now let's test if we can switch between guns. Okay, great. Now the machine gun shoots faster, as you can see, and the pistol just shoots like that. It doesn't shoot faster, it shoots slower. But we want to make the pistol shoot faster, but the machine gun to shoot slower. So go to the bullet, and inside of this, we want to drag in an if statement. If the gun is equal to pistol, then it'll move 20 steps. So then this means that will make the bullet shoot faster. And then we want to right click it and duplicate it. And if the gun is equal to machine gun, then we want to move 12 steps. Now let's test it. Now as you can see, our pistol shoots really fast, but it shoots slower. And our machine gun the pistol shoots fast and it shoots slower, but this machine gun shoots slow and it shoots faster. So both have some kind of advantages. Now, the next thing we want to do is add in a score. So, make a variable called score. Then in the when green flag clicked, you want to set the score to 0. And then when it starts as a clone, we want to if it's touching the bullet, then we want to change the score by 1. Alright, let me see. Alright, it looks really good. And our score also changes. And if I press 2, our gun is machine gun right here. Pistol, machine gun, pistol, machine gun. Now, I mean, beat up these zombies. Now, the last thing we want to do in this game is add in a game over screen. Now that's pretty simple. You first have to go to the player, add in a when green flag clicked. Now I'm doing this all separate because I want it to be neat. And you can also right click and clean up the vlogs. So when the green flag is clicked, then we want to forever. And then if it is touching the zombie, then we want to stop all and broadcast game over. No, if touching alien. Okay, and we want to stop all. Now we want to create a new sprite and name it Game Over. Okay, now let's this time we can do a different font. I will do Pixel. Or maybe I'll do this. Game over. And this game over screen is optional, but it'll make your game better. Good. Let me see if it's 0, 0. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, good. Now we want to do when I receive game over. We want it to show. But when I receive when green flag clicked, we want it to hide. Now I'll also add a lose sound when you lose. So go to sounds, pick a sound, then I'll type in lose. So that's how it sounds like. And then when I receive game over, we want to start sound lose. Now let's test out the game we've made. So a bunch of aliens come and attack the player, that's good. When we defeat a zombie, alien, it makes that sound. That's good. And change the machine gun. Now let's see if we can like actually lose. Alright, good. But if you want to see the game over screen better, I'll go to costumes and draw a box around it. Bye guys! If you liked this video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. And if you haven't already. And if you want more videos, please put it in the comment section down below. Bye! See you in the next video!